I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's been a really tough couple of weeks. Um, so my grandpa has been in the hospital for the last, I think, 2 weeks now, and it's been a lot for my family and just the people around me, and obviously me as well, along with a lot of other stuff that's been going on in my personal life. And I kind of just wanted to talk about it and talk about the testimony that came out of it. So, here goes. My grandpa went in to go get a checkup of some sort at the hospital. And as he always does, we weren't expecting anything. He was just gonna get an angiogram done and like check stuff out and whatnot. And before this, my mom was already kind of upset that he was going because an angiogram is kind of like an invasive test, and his health has been on the decline for a while. So she was kind of worried about what was going to was kind of worried about him. But uh, I I kind of consoled her and said that he's in good hands. I mean, it's an amazing hospital. They know what they're doing, and he'll be fine. And after they took the angiogram, they realized he had to get a stent put in his heart, which is basically a surgery where they stick like a metal, almost like cylindrical tube in your one of your arteries near your heart, so it will open up so it can pump more blood through and easily and won't clog up. And he's already had like 16 stents put in. Like I said, his health has been on the decline for a while, but so they put the stent in, and his health started really declining, and they had to put him under, because his body was kind of shutting down, so to say, and he wasn't able to heal himself. His body wasn't able to heal himself, so they had to put him under. Sometime later, his lungs started filling up with blood, and he was like coughing, and it wasn't a good scene. Sorry, this is kind of confusing in my head. Sometime throughout the night, they tried to wake him up, to see how he was doing, and somehow his lungs started filling up with blood. And by this time, we already knew that he's gone under, and we were all really scared for him. And like he wasn't able to be awake because his body was trying to heal himself, and because of that, his body was shutting down because it wasn't able to heal itself. It was overworking itself. And so they tried to wake him up, and he was coughing up blood, and he had blood in his lungs, so they had to put him out again and pump the blood out of his lungs. And by this time, we all knew what was going on, and we were all very scared, and we thought that my grandpa was basically on his deathbed. And it was very emotional. It was a very emotional time. I mean, seeing my mom go through that. It was my mom's dad that was going through this, and just seeing her reaction and how she kind of handled it and took it. It just added a whole new layer of just how devastating this situation was. So I think it was either it was Thursday or Friday night. We all went down to the hospital, which is about an hour and a half away drive. My family and my extended family as well, my aunts and uncles. We all went down there, and obviously, not all of us can go in. So my mom and my mom's sister went in to talk to the doctors, and we thought it was basically to pull the plug, because he wasn't healing, and they had him put under. And every time they tried to wake him up, his body would start reacting and shutting down, so they had to keep him under in an induced coma, basically. And we were basically going there to talk about if they were going to end his life. So we were all kind of sitting out in the rain. Oh, of course, it was a rainy day, just really kind of setting the mood. But So it was a rainy day. My aunts and uncles and cousins were kind of huddled in a circle in the parking lot, just kind of talking about memories and trying to sort of escape what was the reality of the situation. Um, Now me and my brother haven't really eaten yet, so we decided to go and pick up some food. And um, when we came back, it was a miracle. They woke my grandpa up, and he was able to actually function and be awake, and he was talking, and he was awake. He was alive. We went into the day thinking that he was dead, and that was it. We were gonna have to plan a funeral. We were gonna have we had so many. We already pretty much prepared for his death, and he was alive. I mean, it was such a miracle that he was alive. Like, we had so many people praying for him, and the doctor said that there's no way that he'll be able to wake himself up, and he was gone. But they tried to wake him up one last time, and he woke up. I mean, he was talking, and he was even FaceTiming us, and he was very heavily medicated, so it was couldn't really understand what he was saying. But the point was that he was awake, breathing and talking and cracking jokes as he always does. And we left that day, just absolutely amazed by God's work. It was just such an amazing experience to go through, that he was alive and well. It was an amazing testimony. That's the word I was looking for. But so a day passed, and later on in the day, I decided to take a nap because I was tired from a busy day. And when I woke up, I sat on my phone for a bit, and when I decided to get up and go to the bathroom, I opened my door, and I just hear my mom bawling her eyes out. It was about 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and she was like shaking, crying, worse than she was crying the first time when she realized that, like, the day that we were going there to ultimately decide whether we were going to pull the plug or not, like, worse than that. And I just knew that it was horrible, horrible news. And sure enough, the doctor said that he wouldn't make it through the night, that his vitals were starting to fail again. So we rushed to the hospital. And something that really kind of stuck out for me from that was my mom was obviously super, super stressed out and bawling her eyes out like I've never seen her cry before. And she was like, we have to go now, we gotta go. And I was kind of getting ready because I just woke up from a nap, so I was getting dressed and whatnot. Well, they were already out in the car, and I didn't realize. And when I got into the car, my mom really yelled at me, and I wasn't mad at her, and I knew that she wasn't mad at me. It was just like the absolute raw emotion of what was going on. Like, I could just feel that through her, and just like, it's so hard to describe, but it was just such a shockingly, like, sad experience to see my mom like that, and see my mom go through that. And all like the hour or so ride, she was just, huddled, like, almost in a ball in the passenger seat on the way down, because she just got her dad back, and now she's losing him again. So we get there at around 7 o'clock. My times might be off, but anyway. So my mom and her sister rush up to the room, and when we get there, everything was fine. Everything was okay, and he was doing good, which was really weird. The doctors, like, when we got there, Grandpa was completely fine, they said. Yet the doctor said that he wouldn't make it through the night. So me, my stepdad, and my aunt's husband were all just sitting outside on the bench for probably about an hour, probably over an hour, just in almost complete silence. And it really gave us all, I presume, time to like think about like grandpa and like what was gonna happen and like worst case scenarios, and it was a very anxiety filled moment. And then we finally got a text saying that everything was okay, but they were obviously going to stay there tonight to support their father, who was supposedly going to pass away that night. So me and my stepdad drive home, and I almost couldn't sleep that night because I thought that my grandpa was going to pass away, and he's really an idol in my life. He's such a very wise, character. Always like, I mean, he could talk to you for hours. Like, no matter who you are, no matter what your personality is, no matter how well you can hold a conversation, he would find a way to keep a conversation for hours. And I mean, I don't know. Sometimes it got a bit annoying, but I mean, looking back on it now, it's like those are the best moments with him, just talking about whatever politics, dirty jokes, life experiences. Those are like the moments that I truly have cherished with him. And I kind of ran through all of that stuff in my head, and it was very hard to fall asleep that night. But when I finally did, I woke up, saw a text on my phone saying that my mom came home because they got kicked out of the hospital, and grandpa was okay. And again, it was just like, what now? Like, we have already been through this before. He made it through the night. He's alive, he's okay, and he's resting. So is this permanent, or is he gonna go under again? It was such a literal roller coaster. I mean, like, it's just, we went so far down, and then at the end of that first day, we were like so high and so elated and so happy, and then we get news that he's gonna die tonight. So I mean, we're all down in the dumps again, and now we're back up. Now he's okay, and he's resting, and everything's fine again. And the power of prayer came through again, and God really showed up once again. But we were all kind of hesitant. We were all very hesitant to believe that it was okay. But as of right now, my grandpa is alive. He's healing, but right now we're just taking it, slow and steady. But I don't know. I guess we're still kind of all in a bit of a fog from what was going on and how he's doing. But he's awake. He is resting, healing, and today actually he just got taken out of the intensive care unit and put into a regular hospital situation. So I just wanted to share this with you guys because of just how the power of prayer really does come through. I mean, even the doctors thought there's like a next to 0% chance that he would wake up, and then through the power of prayer and through the power of God's goodwill, he woke up and he was alive again. And then everything just kind of crashed down, and we were all kind of like torn, especially with like what happened with God's strength. And then when our prayers kind of escalated again to help Grandpa and heal him, God came through again, and God saved him and healed him once again. And it was just such a blessing to experience. I mean, when my aunt came out of that hospital, I mean, I've never seen her so happy in my entire life. She was like wide-eyed, huge grin on her face because she's seen a miracle that day. She's truly seen God move, and that's the most amazing experience in the world, to actually truly see God move and experience God move so up and close and personal like that, especially with somebody you love, is it's it's amazing. And also, kind of another testimony from that, I've been praying a lot to talk to my brother about where he's at in Christianity, and kind of um, talk to him about it. He is a Christian. He believes in God, and I just kind of wanted to just uh, re-strengthen his faith, I guess, or kind of just give him advice, or like talk to him about where he's at in his Christian faith. And on the way home from the hospital, I got that opportunity, and it was just another amazing time, and I feel like we really bonded over that, and I was able to get out what I wanted to get out. And I mean, months and months of prayer, and everything just kind of worked out perfectly. I mean, because that's what God is. God is perfect. That's it. God is perfect, and God can do miracles, and there's nothing that God can't do. I mean, God created everything. I mean, how can you not control your own creation, you know? But I mean, just, God moves through the power of prayer, and you just have to be patient and to trust in God, and He has it. He's already taken care of it. So just trust God with all your heart, guys. It's because He is a miracle worker, promise keeper. He's a good God, and He does good things. So that's really all I had for you guys today. Just sharing my testimony that I just went through, and it's a very emotional time for the family, and kind of get it off my chest as well. So yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next week.